The shattered glass from my living room window crunched under my bare feet as I dialed 911. My heart pounding like a drum in my chest. "There's been a break-in," I whispered into the phone, my voice trembling, glancing at the shadows dancing across the walls of my small Seattle apartment. By the time Officer Paige Reynolds arrived, her flashlight cutting through the darkness like a lifeline, I was a wreck, convinced the intruder was still lurking somewhere nearby. Paige was all business at first, her blue eyes scanning the room with a practiced intensity that made me feel seen in a way I hadn't in years. She was taller than me, with that short blonde hair tucked under her cap, and a presence that filled the space without overwhelming it. "Ma'am, I'm Officer Reynolds. Let's get this sorted," she said, her voice steady, but there was a softness in her tone that cut through my panic. I nodded, wrapping my arms around myself, suddenly aware of how alone I'd been feeling these past months since moving here for a fresh start after my divorce. As she inspected the damage, the broken lock, the rifled drawers, I couldn't shake the fear that whoever did this might come back. "I live alone," I blurted out to her, my mind racing with worst-case scenarios. "What if they return tonight?" Paige paused, her hand on her radio, and looked at me with something like understanding. "I can stay a while if it helps, just to make sure you're okay." It was against protocol, I knew that even then, but in that moment it felt like the only thing that could anchor me. She ended up crashing on my couch after her shift, and as the night wore on, we talked about everything and nothing: her tough days on the beat, my stifling upbringing in a conservative family back in Texas. By dawn, something had shifted. Her laugh echoed in my mind long after she left, leaving me questioning feelings I'd buried deep. But that was just the beginning. The next day, I found myself replaying our conversation, her words lingering like a promise. Why had I let her stay? Was it really just fear? Or was there more? My family would freak if they knew I'd let a stranger, a woman no less, into my home like that. Mom's voice echoed in my head. "Olivia, you need to find a good man, settle down properly." I tried that with Mark, my ex-husband, but it had all fallen apart because I never felt truly connected. Now this spark with Paige, it terrified me. Was I imagining it? Or was this the start of unraveling everything I'd built to hide from myself? Paige called later that afternoon, her voice casual but concerned. "Just checking in, Olivia. Any issues?" I hesitated, my pulse quickening at the sound of her name on my lips. "No, but thanks for last night. It meant a lot." We ended up meeting for coffee, ostensibly to go over the police report, but it stretched into hours. She shared stories of her own struggles coming out in the force, the stares, the whispers. "It's not easy," she admitted, her eyes meeting mine with a vulnerability that mirrored my own hidden turmoil. I wanted to tell her about the doubts that had plagued me since college, the crushes I'd dismissed as phases, but the words stuck in my throat. What if admitting it meant losing my family's approval, the only constant in my life? As days turned into weeks, our meetings became routine. Paige would drop by after shifts, sometimes in uniform, sometimes in jeans that hugged her frame just right, making my thoughts wander in directions I wasn't ready for. One evening, as rain pelted the windows, she confessed, "I don't do this with everyone, you know. Staying over that night, it was because I saw something in you." Her hand brushed mine, sending a jolt through me. I pulled back, my mind screaming warnings. This wasn't right, was it? Society expected me to move on with a man, rebuild the life I'd lost. But with Paige, I felt alive, seen. The conflict tore at me. Was pursuing this worth the risk of alienation? My sister called that weekend, her voice laced with suspicion. "Mom says you're acting strange, Liv. Not dating anyone. You need to get out there." I laughed it off, but inside guilt gnawed. Hiding Paige felt like betrayal, but revealing her? That could shatter everything. Paige noticed my distraction. "What's eating you?" she asked one night over takeout. I opened up a little about the pressure to conform. She listened, her expression darkening. "I've been there. My parents disowned me when I came out. It hurts, but living a lie hurts more." Her words hit hard, forcing me to confront the cage I'd built around my heart. Was I ready to break free, or would fear keep me locked in? The break-in case dragged on, no leads, but it brought us closer. One afternoon, Paige showed up with flowers, a shy smile on her face. "Thought these might brighten your day." My heart swelled, but so did the panic. What if neighbors saw? What if word got back home? I accepted them, but the joy was tainted by doubt. That night alone I stared at the ceiling, thoughts swirling. Why couldn't I just be happy? The answer whispered back. Because happiness came with a price, and I wasn't sure I could pay it yet. As our bond deepened, small betrayals crept in. I canceled plans when friends visited, afraid they'd sense something. Paige called me out. Are you ashamed of this of us? Her voice cracked, revealing her own wounds. I denied it, but the lie burned. Deep down I was terrified of the judgment, the loss. My family's annual visit loomed, and I knew I'd have to choose, hide Paige or risk everything. The tension built like a storm, each decision pulling me further into the chaos of my own making. The family visit hit like a hurricane. Mom and Dad flew in from Texas, their suitcases packed with expectations as heavy as lead. Olivia, sweetie, we've been worried, Mom said the moment she stepped through the door, her eyes scanning my apartment like she could spot the cracks in my facade. Dad nodded, his stern face a reminder of the rigid world I'd fled. I hadn't told them about Paige, of course. How could I? I'm fine, really, I assured them, forcing a smile that felt like glass. But inside, turmoil raged. Was I betraying them by hiding? Or betraying myself by not? Paige texted that evening. Miss you. Dinner soon. I stared at the screen, my thumb hovering. With parents here it was impossible. I replied with a vague excuse, hating myself for it. The guilt twisted like a knife. That night, as Mom prattled on about setting me up with her friend's son, I nodded absently, my mind on Paige's laugh, her touch. You deserve stability, Liv, Mom insisted. Stability meaning a husband, kids, the whole picket fence dream. But what if my stability looked different? The thought scared me, but ignoring it felt like suffocating. The next day, while parents toured the city, I snuck out to meet Paige at a quiet cafe. What's going on? She asked, her eyes searching mine. I confessed about the visit, the pressure. They wouldn't understand, I whispered. Paige's face hardened. So you're just going to pretend I don't exist? Her words stung, highlighting the cowardice I'd been nurturing. We argued, voices low but intense. I fought for this life, she said. If you're not ready, maybe we shouldn't. She trailed off, but the implication hung heavy. Walking away from her then felt impossible. Yet so did facing the truth. Back home, Dad cornered me. Your mother thinks you're seeing someone. Is it serious? His tone demanded honesty, but I deflected. No one special. The lie tasted bitter. That evening, as we ate dinner, their stories of church friends and traditional values hammered home the divide. I imagined introducing Paige. The shock, the disapproval. Would they cut me off like Paige's family did her? The fear paralyzed me, but so did the regret of pushing her away. In bed that night, doubts flooded. Was love worth this war? Or was I doomed to choose between heart and heritage? Paige didn't text for 2 days and the silence screamed. I buried myself in work, but every quiet moment brought her to mind. Finally I called. I'm sorry, I said. It's complicated. She sighed. Life is, Olivia. But hiding? That's a choice. We met again, this time at her place, a small house on the outskirts. As we talked, her vulnerability surfaced, stories of harassment at work, the isolation. I chose authenticity, she said. It cost me, but I gained myself. Her strength inspired, yet intimidated. Could I do the same? The turning point came when Mom found a text from Paige on my phone. Who's this? She asked, eyebrow raised. I snatched it back, heart racing. Just a friend. But her suspicion lingered. That night they pressed. We want you happy, but in the right way. The right way meant straight, conventional. Anger bubbled. Why couldn't they see me? I stormed out, driving to Paige's. She opened the door, concern etched on her face. They don't know, I admitted, tears flowing. She held me, and in that embrace clarity flickered. But was it enough to face the storm? As parents' visit ended, I waved them off at the airport, relief mixed with sorrow. Call more, Mom said, hugging tight. I nodded, but resolve hardened. Back home I texted Paige. Let's talk. We met, and I laid it bare, the fear, the love budding despite it. I want this, I said. But I'm scared. She nodded. We take it slow. Yet society loomed, coworkers gossip, the forces conservatism. Paige faced scrutiny too. Dating a civilian, especially female, could jeopardize her career. Is it worth it? I asked. Her eyes met mine. You are. But doubts persisted. A colleague of Paige's spotted us together, whispering rumors. She brushed it off, but tension grew. One night, over wine, she confessed, "My captain warned me about distractions." The word stung. Was I a distraction? Or the best thing in her life? We argued again, accusations flying. "You're not committed," she said. I fired back. "You're pushing too hard." The fight left us raw, questioning everything. Alone later, I pondered. Was this love or just pain in disguise? The price of authenticity seemed steep, but so did retreat. Weeks passed in uneasy truce. I started therapy, unpacking years of repression. "Why hide?" the therapist asked. "Simple, fear of loss." But losing Paige? That hurt more. One day I told a close friend about us. Her support surprised me, easing the burden. Paige noticed the change. "You're opening up," she said, smiling. But shadows remained. Family calls grew probing. Society's stares felt sharper. A Pride event invitation tested us. Would we go public? The decision loomed, a crossroads of courage or caution. The Pride event became our battleground. "Let's go," Paige urged, her eyes alight with hope. It could be freeing. But freedom terrified me. What if photos surfaced, reaching family? "I can't," I admitted. Disappointment flashed across her face. "When will you?" The question hung, unanswered. We skipped it, but resentment simmered. That night she stayed over, but distance grew, an invisible wall built of my fears. Inside, conflict raged. I loved her touch, her mind, yet society's chains held tight. Was I selfish, dragging her down? Work added pressure. My boss, sensing distraction, pulled me aside. "Everything okay, Olivia? You seem off." I nodded, but rumors swirled about my new friend. In a city like Seattle, progressive on surface, undercurrents of judgment persisted. Paige faced worse, a demotion threat if personal life interfered. "They say I'm too open," she confided one evening, voice breaking. "But hiding? I did that for years." Her pain mirrored mine, forcing reflection. Had I been using her as a crutch without committing? The guilt weighed heavy. Then came the betrayal. My ex-husband Mark called out of the blue. "Heard you're seeing someone," he said, tone mocking. "How? A mutual friend, perhaps." "Is it true? A woman?" His laugh cut deep, echoing past hurts. I hung up, but seeds of doubt sprouted. That night I pushed Paige away. Maybe we need space. Hurt etched her features. Is this because of him? Or them? She stormed out, leaving me alone with regrets. Why had I let old ghosts dictate? The answer: habit, fear. But losing her felt like ripping out my heart. Days blurred in isolation. Family called, oblivious. "Come home for Christmas," Mom pleaded. "We miss the old you." The old me, straight, compliant. I almost booked a ticket, retreating to safety. But Paige's words echoed. "Living a lie hurts more." I reached out, apologizing via text. No reply. Panic set in. Had I pushed too far? Therapy helped unpack. My mouth wandao duk stemmed from internalized bias. "Choose yourself," the therapist said. But choice meant loss either way. Finally, Paige responded. "Meet me." At the park, under sunny skies, she looked weary. "I can't keep waiting," she said. "Either you're in or..." Tears welled. I confessed everything, the call, the fears. "I love you," I blurted, the words freeing yet terrifying. She softened. "Then fight for us." We reconciled, but fragility lingered. That weekend, I told my sister over video. "I'm dating a woman." Shock, then questions. "Does Mom know?" No. Her support was tentative, but a start. The weight lifted slightly. Yet society struck back. Paige's precinct investigated an anonymous tip about her conduct. "It's harassment," she fumed. We suspected a colleague bigoted. The stress mounted. She snapped at small things. I withdrew. One fight escalated. "You're not ready for this world," she yelled. "Maybe I'm not," I shot back. We separated again, the cycle vicious. Alone, I questioned. Was love supposed to hurt this much? Or were we doomed by external forces? Reconciliation came via a letter I wrote, pouring out my soul. "I'll face them for you." She showed up, envelope in hand. "Prove it." I did, posting a subtle photo online, us holding hands. Likes poured in, but so did hate. Family saw, calls flooded. Dad's voice thundered. This isn't you. Mom cried. Think of your future. The confrontation gutted me, but standing firm felt empowering. Paige stood by, her own battles raging. We're in this, she said. But the cost mounted, emotional scars deepening. As tensions eased, new conflicts arose. Paige's promotion hinged on discretion. Tone it down, her boss advised. She refused, risking it all. For us, she explained. Admiration swelled, but worry too. My job suffered. Focus waned amid drama. Friends divided, some supportive, others distant. The societal mirror reflected ugly truths. Acceptance was conditional. One night, reflecting, I wondered, had we chosen right, or invited unnecessary pain? The answer eluded, but our bond strengthened through fire. Highs followed lows. A quiet date, her hand in mine, felt like victory. But whispers persisted. When Mark resurfaced, emailing threats to out me further, panic surged. Paige confronted him, legally protective. No one hurts you, she vowed. Gratitude mixed with fear, what if it backfired? The mouthwash continued. Love demanded sacrifice, but how much? As we navigated, awakening dawned, perhaps truth was worth the turmoil. The awakening hit full force during a family crisis. Mom fell ill, hospitalized back in Texas. Come home, Dad urged, voice strained. I flew out, Paige's encouragement ringing. Be honest but gentle. At the hospital, amid beeps and sterile smells, truth surfaced. What's going on with you? Mom asked weakly. I hesitated, then spilled. I'm in love with a woman, Paige. Silence stretched, then tears. I don't understand, she whispered. Dad exploded later. This is a phase. After all we've done. Their pain mirrored mine, but resolve held. It's real, I insisted. The visit ended in stalemate. Me returning to Seattle wounded but unbowed. Paige waited at the airport, her embrace a balm. How bad? She asked. Bad, I admitted. But sharing lightened the load. That night we discussed futures, marriage, kids, defying norms. Society's changing, she said. But slowly. Her own family, estranged, haunted her. I missed them, she confessed. Vulnerability bonded us, but pressures mounted. A work event required +1s. I brought her, facing stairs. Brave, a colleague said. Others whispered. The night ended in triumph, but exhaustion. Was constant battle sustainable? Betrayal struck from unexpected quarters. My best friend Sarah, once supportive, distanced. It's hard for me, she admitted. My church. The loss stung, highlighting isolation. Paige faced similar, a partner on the force turned hostile. Dyke, he muttered. She reported it, but backlash followed. Worth it? I asked. For you, yes. Her sacrifice humbled, urging me forward. Therapy delved deeper. My choices weren't just personal, they challenged systems. But systems fought back. A major confrontation loomed. Thanksgiving invite from family. Come alone, Dad specified. Defiance rose. I'm bringing Paige. Silence, then refusal. Not welcome. Heartbreak hit, but so did anger. Then neither am I. I hung up, tears flowing. Paige held me. You chose us. Pride swelled, but sorrow too. The holiday passed quietly, us cooking together, forging new traditions. Yet the void ached. Had I traded family for love? The mouthwash tore, right or wrong. Society's toll escalated. Protests against LGBTQ rights flared nearby. We attended counter-rallies, voices raised. Adrenaline surged, but danger lurked, a thrown bottle missed us narrowly. This is our reality, Paige said grimly. Fear gripped. Was exposure worth risk? That night doubts resurfaced. Maybe we should hide more. She shook her head. No regresen. Her conviction inspired, but weariness grew. Work suffered. I considered quitting for peace. But peace without truth? Hollow. Revelations came via a letter from Mom. I love you but need time. Hope flickered. I shared with Paige, optimism budding. But realism tempered, change was gradual. Meanwhile, Paige's career hung by thread. A review loomed. Support me, she pleaded. I did, attending as ally. The board's questions probed personal life. Irrelevant, she argued. Outcome. Probation but retained. Victory bittersweet. We won, she said. But at what cost? Emotional drain mounted. As winter set, intimacy deepened, not physical but soul-bearing. We shared dreams, fears. I never thought I'd find this, I admitted. She smiled. Me neither. But shadows persisted. When Sarah apologized, reconciliation tentative. I'm trying. Progress slow. Family radio silence hurt, but therapy helped. Grieve the loss, build anew. I did, volunteering at LGBTQ centers, finding community. Empowerment grew, but so did awareness of privileges lost. High drama peaked with Mark's return. He sued for alimony, citing my lifestyle as instability. Ridiculous, Paige fumed, rallying lawyers. The court battle exposed us, further media snippets, judgments. Freaks, online trolls spat. We endured, united. Victory came, case dismissed. But scars remained. Was it worth fighting? I pondered. Yes, for dignity. Awakening fully. Love demanded defense, whatever the price. Tensions eased into spring. A surprise. Sister visited, accepting. I see you're happy. Tears flowed. Bridge mending began. Paige's family reached out tentatively. Hope bloomed. But realism. Not all healed. Society evolved, but biases lingered. Our story, one of many, highlighted struggles. Decisions weighed. Continue public or retreat? We chose forward, aware of costs. Forward meant confrontation. When Dad called, voice gruff. Your mother's better. We talked. Tentative olive branch. Can we meet halfway? I agreed, Paige by my side. The reunion in Denver was tense, airport hug stiff. Eyes avoiding. Over coffee, truths aired. Why her? Mom asked. Because she sees me, I replied. Dad's silence spoke volumes, but he listened to Paige's story, her service, sacrifices. Respect that, he admitted grudgingly. No full acceptance, but a crack in the wall. Driving back, relief washed. Progress, hard one. But the journey exhausted. Daily life resumed, laced with remnants. Co-workers warmed some. Others distanced. Paige's probation ended. Promotion granted. We did it, she beamed. Celebration intimate, toasts to resilience. But introspection lingered. Had choices been right? Damages tallied, emotional bruises, lost ties. Yet gains, authenticity, love. Balance tipped positive, but debates internal. Society's evolution felt glacial. Each step forward met pushback. A final test. Public speaking at a community event. Share your story, organizers urged. I hesitated, but Paige encouraged. On stage, voice trembling. I reported a break-in but found love instead. Audience rapt, applause thunderous. Backlash followed, online hate but support too. Inspiring, messages read. The exposure amplified conflicts, but solidified resolve. Was vulnerability strength or folly? As summer dawned, stability settled. We moved in together. Apartment buzzing with shared life. Morning's coffee talks deep. Regrets? She asked once. None, I lied slightly. Small ones lingered, family distance, societal stares. But overall, worth it. Therapy concluded. You've awakened. True. Eyes open to injustices, privileges. Activism grew. We advocated, voices united. Yet betrayals echoed. An old friend outed us to extended family, sparking chaos. Calls condemned. Sinful. We blocked, but hurt pierced. Why fight? I despaired. Paige. Because silence enables.
Her 4 regnitedmine.
Confrontation direct. I wrote back, defending. Responses mixed, some understanding, others not. The divide stark, but bridges attempted. Moral quandaries persisted. Forgive or cut ties. Choices debated nightly. Highs countered lows. A wedding invite from accepting kin. We attended, dancing freely. Joy pure, rare. But reality intruded, work discrimination suit for Paige. Settled out of court. Victory but draining. Tired, she admitted. Me too. Sabbatical considered, recharge needed. In quiet moments, reflection. Love's price steep, but refusal costlier. Soul-searching revealed. We chosen correctly, flaws notwithstanding. Climax resolved in quiet epiphany. Walking hand in hand, stares ignored. This is us, I said. She nodded. No fairy tale but real. Damages healed slowly. Family thawed, visits planned. Society shifted incrementally. Our story contributed. Awakening complete. From shock to acceptance via turmoil. Decisions dissected, right, wrong? Debatable. But one truth. Change demanded sacrifice. As we built forward, questions lingered. Had we navigated morally? Ethically? The path fraught with disputes led here.